Welcome to Arcadia, and this is our new milk supply. She's not ours, she's a neighbor's, but once a week we get a couple of liters of milk. Good girl. Damn, that's what she has to say about that. That's some shitty business, bird, huh? So yeah, if you hear some bells in the background of our videos, Berta here, she's carrying a very pretty bell. Last week it was hot, really hot. For about 7 or 8 days straight it was over 35 degrees. That's not workable temperatures, at least not for me. So we took it easy. Of course, knowing that there's a lot of work to do, I couldn't really sit still, so I still got a little bit of chores in. But last night it rained a lot, so it cooled down nicely. It's around 24-25 degrees now, very workable temperatures, so let's get on with it. What the heck, bro? I keep finding weird stuff around the field. To create some extra space inside, we decided to take down a couple of walls on the inside. And space it is. The wall between the two parts of the living room to create one big continuous space. And the wall between the hallway and the kitchen. So before they packed up, the guys cut a big hole in the ceiling and helped making a start, taking down the two walls. But there's a little bit of work to do. So my plan for today is to start filling up this little opening here, rebuild this section of the wall to create more support for the beam, and finally fill up this space with bricks. Step 1 is preparing a couple of bricks. I'll make sure that they are clean. For example, this one has little bits of the old mortar on it. I took a hammer and a chisel and I'm gonna clean them up. My father told me to soak the bricks before I use them, so soaking it is. Then mix it. That sounds like a job for my new toy.
What? What are you doing, baby? This is not DIY.
I ran out of battery. Not camera battery, but human battery. First I stuffed some mortar in the crack here. That seemed to go very slow, though it being my first time, it kind of made sense. I used a little stick to try and stuff it in there, but it didn't go very well, so I resorted to using my fingers, which meant much easier. I put a little brick in between it on both sides, filled it up with mortar all the way around it, and that should be pretty solid right now. And I ended up finishing this little piece. A couple of bricks are missing here, and this beam needed just generally more support. So I filled up these spaces with two small bricks. Then I placed a brick on its length, filled it all up with cement. It still looks a bit moist, but it starts to dry fairly nice. One thing that might be relevant to mention is, besides soaking the bricks before using them, I also sprayed down the bits of wall that the mortar has to attach to. Just using the sprayer. So the plan for today, starting to fill it up with bricks, see how it goes. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna put some paper everywhere I'm working, because yesterday in my hurry I make a lot of mess. I think nearly half of the mortar falls on the ground rather than going on the wall.
Ja. Hi, Tata, hi. Ja.
Welcome to our zoo. We talked with the farmer next to us, and they offered to bring their sheep and goats to graze on our big field of grass. So we don't have to cut the grass, and they are happy and satisfied with their food. Win-win, I guess. Leave some peppermint for me, please. We're not boxing today.
No, we're moving wood.
We're gonna move a lot of wood from one side to another, so let's start because it's gonna be very warm today.
Today's job is to move this wood.
This wood and this wood.
Tonight we're expecting rain, so we're putting it dry in the barn so it won't start rotting or anything. That's a deer. Guess we're not alone out here. So it's been really warm, over 30 degrees, for the past week or so. So work has been kind of slow. But it also allowed for the wood to dry out real nice. Where do you want to start? Here or there?
There.
There. That's it. Job done.
We are ready with the wood. You see, here we had a lot of wood. Here it was full of wood, and now it's not. Let me show you what we did. And all the wood here is gone as well. We woke up at 4, no. We woke up at 5:30 and now it's 9:30 and we are done. I've never really harvested grapes before, but I don't think it's that difficult. And here's our first grape harvest.
So here we are, nearly 1 week later, and the wall is still not finished. Now, as I said, I took it easy, so I think spread out over 4 days, I patched up this bit of the wall. Started here, filling up this crevice. Then I filled up this space here, straightening this up, creating support for the beam. And then I started with 2 rows of bricks. Waited a couple of days so that it could harden up very nicely before I continued above it with the remaining 3 rows of brick. First time being a mason, not bad, I guess. A little messy, especially the ground. And I will be using my hands because I'm not sure how to apply mortar in small crevices and stuff with the tools. So it's much easier just to smudge it in there with your fingers. The lesson I learned is use gloves. So for the job I have on hand today, I got myself some rubber gloves. We have this bit and this wall remaining. The task would be removing this bit of wall, straightening out the side of it. I'm still not sure how I'm gonna do that. Yeah, so let's get into it. That's a job done. One thing I've learned this month is that everything is gonna go about 3 to 4 times as slow as I estimate. And this is what it looks like after cleaning up. Tomorrow, masonry. Alright, this time I bought myself rubber gloves. Plan of attack. Everything should get flush with this bottom part. Work my way up. Alright, first break. There we go, that one fits. Second half. This brick can go here. That's a nice spot for it. So another thing I learned while working on this wall is that a bucket is not enough to soak the bricks. They need to stay for like 10-20 minutes. So we resorted to wheelbarrow. The battery died, but this is the wall done. It's not completely straight, but this is not the finished layer anyway. Funnily enough, putting these bricks up didn't take me half as long as cleaning up the rubble that was laying here. Some kind of beetle that makes this foam to, I believe, just hang in it. Wow, look at the swallows, they're flying so
Yes.
low.
Because they're gathering the food and the insects come out.
Ah, yeah. How cool.
Very cool.
This wood, and this wood.